Looking at the whole reservation Hatao movement, I think we're asking the wrong question. It should be a reservation reform movement instead, because the argument of completely abolishing reservation is not the solution. Reservation is not designed to directly end caste discrimination. Its primary objective is to reduce the effects of historical disadvantage by increasing access to education, employment, economic mobility, and political and social representation. It is the key which tries to open those doors that were historically closed for the communities excluded from schools, education, employment, public resources, positions of power, and representation. The idea is that improved access to education and employment can lead to better income, better living standards, better education for the next generation, and stronger representation, which will ultimately help build stronger communities and great social and economic mobility over generations. However, not everyone within reserved categories begins from the same starting point. If one child has grown up with access to quality education, stable government jobs in the family, and better resources for generations, while another child from a remote tribal community has limited access to schools, less awareness of government schemes, poor infrastructure, and almost no career guidance, the reality they experience is very different. In many remote tribal areas, children simply follow the path their families have known for generations, not because they lack potential, but because they never had the chance to see or access other opportunities due to lack of awareness and accessibility. So, the question is, if their starting points are so different, is the current system reaching those who are still the most disadvantaged? That's a policy question worth discussing. Even today, many PVTGs live in remote villages where schools, healthcare, infrastructure, and career guidance are limited. Many families rely on subsistence farming, collecting forest produce, or daily wage labor because better educational and employment opportunities have not reached them. Meanwhile, some Dalit communities continue to be overrepresented in hazardous sanitation work despite legal prohibitions and rehabilitation efforts because the practice has not been fully eradicated yet. If reservation exists for upliftment, policymakers should examine why some communities continue to remain severely disadvantaged despite decades of affirmative action. Asking this does not mean reservation has failed. It means we should evaluate whether reservation alone is sufficient or whether complementary reforms are needed. If caste discrimination continues even after economic and social upliftment within reserved communities, that also shows reservation alone isn't enough because discrimination is rooted in social attitudes as well as structural inequalities. Broader social change requires additional efforts beyond reservation, such as education, legal enforcement, along with effective grievance redressal mechanism, time, and long-term social change, along with awareness. The goal isn't to end reservation. The goal is to make sure its benefits reach the people who need them the most. Let's be fair. Reservation has helped improve access to education and representation for many communities. That's a positive change. But like any public policy, it should be periodically reviewed to ensure it continues to achieve its intended purpose. A policy can have positive effects and still need reform. Instead of demanding that reservation be abolished, let's ask for evidence-based reforms. Form an expert committee. Conduct updated caste and socio-economic surveys. Study which communities are still left behind and analyze ground realities. Consider whether eligibility criteria should better account for both historical caste-based disadvantage and present-day economic vulnerability so that reservation benefits reach those within disadvantaged communities who need them the most. Invite policy suggestions from researchers and institutions similar to how platforms like IDEX encourage innovative solutions for defense challenges. Increase the overall pool of quality schools, colleges, and employment opportunities so that limited seats and jobs do not become the root cause of intense competition. The solution is to increase opportunities, not to reduce reserved seats. Periodically review the policies to ensure they are meeting their objectives. No policy should be assumed to be perfect forever. If we are still stuck in the remove reservation versus remove caste debate, we are missing the bigger issue. Both ideas may sound ideal, but aspirations and present day realities are not the same. A caste free society is a worthy aspiration, but centuries of caste based inequalities cannot disappear overnight simply because we wish them away. Likewise, reservation cannot realistically be abolished overnight. In the end, it's not about any policy, it's about people and the inclusive, equitable, and dignified society we aim to build together.